Hey everybody, and welcome back to Sensei's Journey. I'm your real anime sensei, and today we are going to talk about the third goal that I have in my own training. Alright, so the last time we were here, which was yesterday, I told you guys about my second goal, which was to never get tired, and my first goal before that was the world's heaviest pull-up. Well, I am going to tell you today the crazy thing that I was talking about yesterday, and that is okay, it's going to sound weird, but I want the ability to, this is going to sound worse than this, the ability to kill a man in a single punch. Now, not necessarily kill a man, but just incapacitate someone during a fight on the majority of the time in a single blow. It's sort of this concept of that you'd find in karate or something like that. Ichigeki Hissatsu. So like that's one hit, one kill, the one hit, certain death kind of thing. So it's this idea of, a single strike that ends a fight. And I absolutely love that concept. Now, a lot of my striking is primarily like boxing. I do have a lot of karate style striking. Not necessarily my punches, but some of my other strikes are definitely, lifted straight out of karate. So essentially what I'm doing here is I'm trying to use that as a mindset in my martial arts training. Now you might think that this is just me saying that I want to hit really hard. And while that is a portion of what I am trying to do, that is not all of it. Because I can't end a fight in a single blow if I can't hit my opponent. And I can't hit my opponent if I am in an unfavorable position. And so that opens up a whole bunch of other stuff. So I mean, like, I have to be able to have good footwork to be able to get into a position to hit my opponent. I have to have good footwork to not get hit myself or to not get taken down. So I have to have good takedown defense. So there's a lot of stuff that goes into that, but the idea is to build a base to set up so that I can hit really hard. So for this training, I am starting off very slowly. I was going to get some footage of this today, but I'll have to get that later on, of me hitting the bag with just basic techniques, bare-fisted, and with just working on some conditioning stuff to try to get my hands back up to where they used to be, because I used to practice iron palm technique, and it was, I had some pretty tough hands. I could put, it's not just iron palm, like whole iron hand, but I used to be able to put knuckle prints in wood, and it wasn't a big deal. But I, stopped doing that training. I don't even know why, but I just stopped doing that training, and that, conditioning fell off. But I am working on doing that, working on building my skills set again with my footwork and my defense, and then also my accuracy and timing and whatnot, because I have to have good fighting skills to back up the ability to hit really hard. So once I get the conditioning down, I'm going to start really working on more technical aspects of striking. So a lot of that's going to be like hitting the bag, hitting iron palm stuff. I use an iron claw catch bag. I've been doing the nukite strikes into the sand. I've been using a roller bar, which is a big metal bar. It's a big metal pipe with a bunch of BBs in it. I will show that to you in another video, but it is essentially used for forearm conditioning and for essentially training yourself to lift the arm up in a punching position with a weight on it, but it's more about the forearm conditioning. So the idea is to try to turn the whole arm and the whole leg into a iron bar / weapon, you know, just so that I don't hurt myself, which is it's primarily what that's for, is just so that I don't hurt myself. Because I have done it before, so I'm going to do it again. That's a little bit of a long process. And then while I'm still doing that process, I'm going to be working on footwork and head movement and skill to not get hit. And I'm going to be taking a lot of that primarily from boxing, but I'm going to be stealing a little bit of that also from some odd footwork from things like karate, or I love some footwork that I got from pencak silat, and then some kung fu footwork. I love footwork. It's just real fun. And then I'm going to work on takedown defense. I'm not a good wrestler. I don't have good wrestling. So I'm going to focus primarily on takedown defense, and then I'll learn, you know, I'd like to learn some wrestling later, but mostly I just want to stay on my feet. I have some okay jiu-jitsu, and by okay I mean like it's better than my wrestling, which is not saying much. But for the most part, I'd like to stay standing in a combat situation. So I like to punch things, and so that's primarily what I'm going to be focusing on. I've knocked a few people out before, so I know that I can. So that's not an issue. But I guess it's just sort of like building up that explosiveness again, building up the toughness and conditioning, and then getting the ability to hit people whenever I want to again. Because, you know, that skill kind of falls off. Musashi talked about that if you don't constantly practice the way, that it will leave you. And boy, does it. If you are not constantly drilling your techniques and drilling your footwork and drilling your distance and all that stuff, you lose it. It is real bad. So for those of you who are out there who practice martial arts, don't forsake your training. So even if you have to, you know, do a little bit here and a little bit there, and a little bit there, and you can't make it to the dojo, or you can't do whatever, you don't have a sparring partner, keep practicing. It's important. So those are my 3 goals. You know, this last one is sort of a concept. And I hope that I never actually do kill anyone, because I don't really want to do that. So we've got the world's heaviest pull-up is number 1. Never get tired is number 2. And number 3 is Ichigeki Hissatsu, or the ability to kill a man in a single strike. And that is a little unreasonable, but it's fun, and it gives me something to focus my training on. And consistency is really all that I like to drill into people about training. So if you have things that you want to do that get you training and you can be consistent about, that's important. So it doesn't matter what your goals are. You know, if your goals are to if your goal is to climb Everest, and that's what gets you up in the morning to go to the gym or go out and train or whatever, then do it. I mean, you may get the chance to climb Everest one day, but like, you know, that's the thing out there that's keeping you going forward and driving forward. So find what that is for you. In the next video, I'm actually going to talk about this process that I'm doing right now with this 3 goals. Could be 4, 3 or 4 goals to do for your own training that you can then use to kind of laser in on what you want to do with all of your training. And that's okay if you don't have anything right now, but we'll talk about, you know, how you could go about that in the next video. But thanks for listening to me rant today, and I'm gonna try to get some more footage of some training stuff for later on vlogs, and I'm not promising this, but I'd like to try to vlog, you know, most days of the week, just so that I can stay in contact with you guys about how my training is progressing and what I would like to do going forward with the channel and what's going on in my personal life. And I have a request to share my own fitness journey story, and that will be the topic of probably not the next video, but the one after that. Thank you guys very much for watching this vlog today, and until next time, good luck and train hard.